Hello everybody and everyone. Okay, I'm using this little thing as my microphone so you guys can hear me better now. I better not hear anyone say the sound quality is bad now. I'm doing my best, okay? I am. So let's get started on today. We're going to be talking about graduation because I just graduated. My graduation celebration was 2 weeks ago on June 11th. And I just finished school on the 18th, so it's been a few days. And here are my thoughts on graduating. I brought my coffee and my peach tea with Ducky on here, Donald Duck, so we can relax while we speak because this is going to be just me talking, essentially. But I wrote it down because I suffer from this thing where I don't really know how to speak unless I write it down. It's been that way since I was a child, just so I can know exactly what to talk about specifically so I don't go off the loop. This video is going to be divided into two parts. Part 1 is about letting go, and part 2 is about confusion. I will put the timestamps over here. So if you're in a rush, I wouldn't recommend watching this video. So yeah, let's get started. Can you not die on me, please? Okay, let's start. Let's start off with high school. Through these 12 years of learning, we built this routine for ourselves. We know that after 3rd grade, we have 4th grade and so on and so forth. But eventually, and finally graduating, whatever you're graduating from, high school, university, doctorate, whatever, even if it's a sport, let's say, I don't know if you can graduate from a sport, but let's say that you got an award and this is like the most prestigious award and you don't know what to do after that. That could also work. We all experience this emptiness, I think, because the routine has stopped. The cycle has stopped. You are left with nothing, especially with coming of age. Everything is so new and you just keep changing, and changes are happening to you, both external and internal. And with coming of age, I think it's like, how can something so delicate be so brutal? Because coming of age is very, very brutal and aggressive and violent because it's all new to you, especially with what do you call it? Especially with just growing up from being a child, and you're fitting into this new group of people and you're trying to figure out who you are, what your personality is, who you like, what you love, who you want to surround yourself with. And it's all so all-consuming and unfamiliar, especially. And as we get older, it keeps getting more and more aggressive. It's like life is not apologizing for what's throwing at you, for what it's throwing at you. It just keeps throwing things at you, and you're like, okay, give me a minute. No, the only thing that you can do is keep going and keep moving. It's like you're moving through this ever-flowing river. You can't hang on to the rocks. You just have to let the river take you wherever it wants to take you. And sometimes we don't want to lose that agency. You know what I mean? Let me read a bit. Yeah, your hormones are fluctuating and everything is just... It's like the whole weight of the world is on top of your shoulders and no one can see it, no one can sense it, but only you can, because now that you're graduating, you maybe now more than ever have eyes on you or on what you're gonna do next, or what is she gonna do next? Is she gonna take a gap year, or is she gonna go to this college? No, I heard that college is really bad. If she gets accepted into it, then that's really horrible. You have these new eyes on you, just expectations and weight that you have to carry, even though you want nothing to do with it. And it's frightening. Truly it is. You're experiencing these few months between high school and college, or from college to maybe getting a master's, but I know many people just choose to have a bachelor's degree for the first few years, find a job, and then reach for a master's, or I don't know how that works for other people. But yeah, you have these few months where you stick to yourself, and you can try and go out with friends and try to forget about it, but that feeling will still sit in the pit of your stomach, and you don't know what to do about it. You just get in over your head about what's the right choice, especially with the competitiveness of it all. Do I do this thing? Or I'm scared that if I go to this college, people are gonna talk bad about my name. Or maybe I don't want to go to this college. I've always dreamed of this thing, but what if I don't get accepted into it? And what if I have to go to another major that I don't have any interest in? It's all so consuming. It consumes you whole. That's what I mean to say. It doesn't just take a bite of your arm and lets you go. It pulls you by your arm and by your legs down deeper and deeper and deeper until that's the only thing you feel is emptiness and dread. Just this existential dread inside of you of, am I making the right choice? Is this actually what I want? What do I want? And even with being in school, the last day of school, the last day of classes, I know that university, everyone has a different day where they end, I think. But essentially, the bell rings and it's the last day of school, and you always think that this feeling of torment will be perpetual and everlasting, that you will never get out of college, you will never get out of high school. It's this thing that you will keep doing forever and forever and forever, until you're faced with the fact that no, it was only 4 years and now it's gone. How do you deal with that? How do you cope with that? What do you do now? And I'm gonna primarily speak about high school right now, because I'm graduating from high school and I think that's most fitting. Everyone is crying over finally finishing school and crying over not being in their favorite classes with their favorite teachers or their favorite friends, and you're the only one who has this dread embedded into them from the very start. And you may not cry. I personally did not cry. I wanted to leave that high school as soon as the bell rang. Honey, I was the first one out. I was the first one out, both on the last day, on the graduation celebration. I was the first one to get out. I did not want to stay there. I did not want to stay there. I did not want to spend another second in that hellhole. I'm sorry. And I know a lot of people have very good feelings about high school and very happy memories. And just because, and I think I should speak of this because I've seen a lot of people say that they feel bad that everyone around them is so sad over school ending, and you're the only one who's not sad. It's okay to not be sad, because everyone goes through different emotions through high school. There is a state of time There is a moment in time where everyone will experience it differently. For some people, high school is the best it was ever gonna get. College is the best it was ever gonna get. Having a job is the best it would ever get for them. Everyone has different emotions towards these durations of time. For example, I know that what's ahead of me is going to be 10 times better than what is behind me right now. And that goes on to my point of letting go. I think the only way to deal with this emptiness and to deal with this dread and despair is to just let go of all these horrible and negative emotions and just leave them be. I'm not telling you to get rid of them. I'm not telling you to let them go. Oh, wait, I am. I'm not What I'm trying to say is just leave these emotions be. Don't try to change them. Don't try to cover them. Don't try to hide them. Don't try to make them obscure. Just leave them as they are and let yourself experience other things as well. Let yourself experience, oh, I'm gonna be full of hope. I'm gonna be optimistic. What's meant for me will come to me eventually, and what's not meant for me will not come to be. That's what I live by. What's meant for me will come to me. What's not meant for me will not come to be. That's how I live. So the primary thing of what I'm trying to say is you have to let these go. You have to let go of these emotions before they consume all of you, because it's horrible and it's going to be very, very violent. Life is about violence, honestly. Life is violent, and that's how I view it, and that may be a very pessimistic view, but it's the truth and it's realistic. But just because something is violent does not mean that it's negative. Because love can be violent in a way that it can be passionate. You know what I mean? So you have to let go of these assumptions and anxieties and just these thoughts that are going wild in your head, and you have to let yourself experience what you truly are feeling. Because I don't know if it's just me, but with the few people that I've talked to, a lot of them just kind of bury this feeling deep inside of their chest, and they don't allow it to see the light of day. But what you are going to do is you have to just go to the park, go outside, sit in your room and stare at the ceiling and just figure out, what do I want? And even if you don't find it, even if it doesn't come to you in an instant, it will come to you, and you will hear your calling eventually. I think because of how society is made up now and how cruel the world is right now, we kind of lose touch of what it really means to know yourself. And a lot of people in our generation don't know who they are and what they stand for and what they believe in. So the only way to kind of let go of these emotions is to know who you are in order for you to finally know what you should let go of and what you should keep for yourself. The anxieties that you feel, let them go and just say, I believe in myself, and I believe that whatever will come my way, I will figure it out. And that's not only because I'm a Capricorn and I'm saying this, but I'm saying this because you will figure it out, because you figured everything else out in the past, and you've done that repeatedly without even meaning to, without even being told to. You've done that to yourself and for yourself, and you've never realized it. And maybe this is the time that you should realize it, some emotions, you just have to let them unravel you, consume you, before exiting them out of your body and out of your soul. Okay, a coffee break. I didn't drink my tea. I should really. That is good. Last notes on letting go. It's okay to be the one to get away. It's okay to be the first one to be detached from high school, from college. It's okay to just let yourself be the emotional one for once. It's okay. It really is. And if you go through your whole life, let's actually talk about this. You could go your whole life, 100 years. Let's say you lived for 100 years and you didn't let yourself feel one emotion for these 100 years. It's like you've never even lived once. It's like you've never even lived a day. Because emotions are what makes us human. It's what makes us distinct from one another. One person can be angry at a situation. Some person could be saddened by a situation. We all feel different things, and that's what makes us human. And being stoic all the time isn't gonna do you good if you're not gonna offer being vulnerable from time to time. So it's okay to be emotional, and it's okay to cry at the last day of high school. It's okay to not cry at the last day of high school. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to feel free. You should feel entitled to feel whatever it is you wish to feel. Because I think society kind of makes us up into, oh, you shouldn't feel this certain way because, oh, this other person feels that way. No. Each person is in control of themselves, and they control what they feel, and not control, but they let themselves feel whatever they want to feel. You don't get to tell me I should feel a certain way. We have different experiences. You've lived a beautiful life, I'm sure of it, and I've lived one as well, but that doesn't mean that we didn't all have our own experiences that we don't wish to speak of. So each moment in time means something different to each person. Maybe for your peers, college was the best it was gonna get. Maybe for you it wasn't. Maybe for you, you know that the future has something better in store for you. But the first thing you have to do is let go. Let go of whatever happened, because there is better in store for you. There truly is better in store for you. And I do believe in manifestation, and I do believe in what you say out loud comes true. And let me tell you a story. In 11th grade, I took a test, and I was telling my friends about my test and how it went. And then they told me, what mark do you think you're gonna get? And I jokingly said, oh, I'm probably gonna get like a really bad mark. And guess what? When I went and checked what mark I got the exact same mark I said I would get. And that made me believe in manifestation ever since then. I am careful of whatever word escapes from my mouth, because truly our mouths are a very powerful tool. Very, very powerful. Before we move on to confusion, I just have a few more words to say. I think letting go is the best thing that you could do psychologically for yourself and mentally for yourself. Whatever happened in university, whatever happened in high school, it was not your fault, and it will never be your fault. You did what you had to do, and you kept going and you kept pushing. That's one of the strongest thing a person could do. Many people don't have it in them to be brave and they don't have it in them to be strong. And I think that's where a lot of people kind of freeze in the moment of it all. We get in these certain situations where we can either be mad and filled with rage over it forever and ever, or we can just accept it for what it was and move on. And moving on is such a cathartic thing. It's so saddening, to be honest with you. It has this bittersweet melancholy attached to it. You're happy for yourself that you're finally moving on, but you know that a part of you will always be frozen in that moment. A part of you will always stay at the restaurant. The ghost of you will stay at the restaurant. Your physical body is very far away from it, but your soul will wander off into it from time to time. And you should allow yourself to have your mind wander off from a moment here and there. But truly, and I think I myself was very hesitant to let go of the things that happened. But if I just keep staying in that situation, if I keep staying in that moment, I will never live a day in my life ever again. I will just be the girl who was physically moving all around the place, but emotionally was oceans away in a place that no other human could reach and no other person could reach it. So letting go is the best thing that you could do for yourself and for your life, even though it would be the most devastating thing that you'll have to do for yourself. Now, for the second part, which is confusion. Confusion. Well, I briefly talked about this with letting go, but when we finish high school, when we finish college, we are left with these questions in our heads of what do we do next? What step do I have to do? Do I follow my dreams? What are my dreams and what are they made of? And how should I follow them? Where do I start and where do I begin? And let me close this book right now. You don't know where to go. You feel lost. It's like once you graduate, everyone leaves the stadium knowing exactly where they're headed off next to. They know exactly where next they're headed off to. But you're frozen there. You don't know what to do. You don't know where to go. Do you go home? Do you go to another city? Do you move out? Do you explore new things? Do you keep going to the same major that you majored in? Do you major in that thing that you always wanted? Is it right for you? Is it the right fit for you? Is it too challenging? What am I supposed to do? And the only thing that I could say right now for myself while I'm experiencing these emotions is trusting yourself. I think we as a society, I think all of us suffer from trust issues. We don't really trust plenty of people. We don't trust many. We don't trust the situations. We don't even trust restaurants we try. We don't even trust new foods or beverages we want to try. We don't trust new things. But most importantly, we don't really trust ourselves. And I think that can be the root of one or some of our problems. For most of my life, I've learned to not trust myself because I'm very unreliable to myself and to others. And I'm not going to talk about myself right now, but I'm just giving you an example of I struggle with trusting myself, and especially with getting that gut feeling, whether it's in friendships, whether it's in subjects, whether it's in relationships, whatever it is. You kind of have this gut feeling in your chest that you know you shouldn't do this specific thing, or you shouldn't major in this specific thing, or you shouldn't explore that thing. And you feel it in yourself, but because society built us up to always question ourselves, we push it down and we keep moving and are like, no, it's okay, I'll do it. I'll just do it, and it will be fine, it will be okay. But it will turn out horribly because you didn't trust yourself enough to not do it or not choose that thing that you chose. So I think how I'm gonna treat this confusion that I feel after graduating high school is, I know what I want, but I know a lot of people don't know what they want. And we have 2 months of summer, or I don't know however long it is in your country, but you have the whole summer to explore everything. You have time. I know a lot of people, especially I'm a very anxious person who thinks, oh my god, I don't have any time. I don't have time. If I have to do this, then I have to do that, but I can't do that. If I have to do this, then I don't have time to do that thing, and I can't go out, and I can't see my friends, and I can't do it. I can't do it because we have such a limited view of time. But let me tell you, you do have time, and you do have a capacity to handle those things. You can and you will, because you know yourself. Even if you think you don't, you do know yourself. And yeah, I think moving on from now on, I'm just going to trust myself, and I know what I want, and I will get what I want. I'll get what I want because I know it in my soul that it's written for me in the stars. But let's wrap this up, shall we? Sorry if this video didn't really make much sense, but just really wanted to speak on it, just to kind of blatantly say it. But to wrap this up, to let go is to move forward and accept what happens next. We always have this expectations that we put upon ourselves, that we should act a certain way, or be a certain way, or behave a certain way. And someday you wake up and you realize, maybe I don't want to be that way. Maybe I choose to not be that way anymore. I choose to move out of the box. I choose to grow out of the mold that I formed for myself. And is there a plane here? Anyway, so to graduate and to finally leave this chapter behind, I accept what's coming next, and I accept what happened in the past. And you just have to trust yourself enough. You don't even have to trust yourself a lot. I'm just saying just a little goes a long way. Just pour yourself into these small things that you think won't make you realize who you are. But I'm telling you, the most unexpected things make you realize who you are the most. Does that make sense? So let go, move on, accept, and question, and most of all, trust yourself to know that you will move through whatever obstacles that come your way, and there is nothing stopping you. There is nothing that will stop you from getting what you want. And yeah, that's it for today's video. Farewell, fellow human.